The Tao of Self-Confidence, episode 238. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. Visit our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits. Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey to self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have a phenomenal lady on the show today. She was crowned Miss Korea 2010, and she is also the co-founder of LifeSite.co. And I'm just really excited to have her on and share her story with us today. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Yoon-Jin Chang. Yoon-Jin, how are you today? Maybe you could fill in a little bit more about yourself to our listeners.
Hi, my name is Yoon-Jin Chang. I was Miss Korea 2010, and also I was one of the first accelerator in Korea called Kstartup's partner before I started a company called LifeSite. And one of my co-founder was a guest for this radio show. But what we do is we are a cloud service for families to organize and manage all their important documents and like will or trust, anything very important, and then share very easily within their family network or lawyers or wealth managers and so on. So I started this company and then I moved from Korea last year, and I'm very excited to be an entrepreneur and I follow my dream right now.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And Yoon-Jin, what's your cultural background?
So I am 100% Korean. I was born and raised in Seoul, South Korea, and I just moved to San Francisco last September in 2015.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And I love San Francisco. Great city. Lots of things to do. Lots of places to eat.
Right.
And Yoon-Jin, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
So I made it actually. It's having my own story, and don't forget your identity and who you are. That's one of my favorite quotes. And the other quote is, book is the gift for your heart and tool for changing your life. These are two quotes. I put it on my notepad and then read it every day. Awesome.
And I love when guests come up with their own quotes. I think it's amazing that, they just come up and live by what they say. So, that's cool that you made one up too. And and in your own words, how would you define self-confidence?
So for me, self-confidence actually comes from you knowing what I want, who I am, and who I want to be with, and what kind of talents I have. And that's the most important thing to aware of having self-confidence. I'm going to explain about my experience, but I gained my self-confidence through my experiences or whatever I did from that experience. I try to really focus on who I am and what I'm really talented in and what I can really achieve for society or people that I love or to add value to the world. And I think for a lot of people, they just get affected by other people's lives or their quotes, whatever other people say, that they forget who they are. And actually, the bottom line is everything comes from you. Everything, you have to keep researching who you are and keep knowing. And it's okay, you don't find it right away, but then it's really important to keep asking who you are and what do you want. That was definition of self-confidence, actually.
I love it. And it's so true, especially as Asian women. Yeah. We've been so programmed to not think for ourselves because everything has been pretty much laid out for us, right? It's like,
right.
You go to school, you get good grades, you take a really good course in college or be doctor or lawyer, right. And then, you get a good job, you buy the house and white picket fences and you marry somebody. And then
exactly
that's your life laid out pretty much, right? And not that it's a bad thing, but there's more to life out there than that. And sometimes you end up marrying the wrong person and you end up in these situations that you can't get out of because
you're stuck there.
You're stuck there and you're afraid if you tell somebody, you're afraid of shaming the family. and everyone's going to start talking about you. I mean, it's just this whole crazy cycle. So, so it's really important to know what we want, who what we want, and know what we want, and who we are, be our authentic self. So I really love that definition. And Yoon-Jin, what was your life like before your discovery of self-confidence?
Well, luckily, I think I knew who I was since I was very young. And I think it took me a really long time to find what I want. And I'm still researching about it, but it's hard to define what was like before to find the self-confidence, because everything was journey. And I was just trying to do everything that I can do in terms of experience. So I tried different kinds of jobs. I went high school in Evanston, Illinois when I was 14 by myself, because I was looking for finding different kind of lives outside of Korea. And then that experience made me who I am. I mean, right now also. And I don't think that like just one moment or like one moment will define like, oh, I found myself confident. It was just a whole journey of my life that I keep knocking the door of different kinds of experience and keep asking myself who I am. That actually keep like making me self-aware of self-confidence. And I think that self-confidence is something that you have to constantly work on, not something that you build it in one time and it's there.
I totally agree. I mean, self-confidence is like a lifelong journey. It's something that you will work on forever, because you're going to have situations in your life where you feel not too confident. And you have to remember you were able to overcome something once, you can overcome this again. And, it's great that you went out there and tried different things, especially, coming from like Korea. If I did that, my parents would have killed me, going by myself. I mean, especially at such a young age, right? Because it's just like, oh, what if this happens to you? And what if that happens to you? And they get worried. And it's not that it's a bad thing. They do it out of love. But, you were courageous enough to just go out there and do that. And because of that, what's your life been like now?
So my advice for young women, I know that especially Asian family, they're very strong, follow a certain structure. My mom was really, really upset. She didn't even look at me when I actually moved to San Francisco, because I am actually old for Korean standard to get married. And starting a startup is a lot of risk. But I knew that this is something that I really want to challenge. I knew that that's something that I've been wanted to do, that I have to argue and negotiate and get it. And I think a lot of women, because they're scared to talk about it or because they conscious about what other people think about themselves, but it's your life. So I advise people talk about it, negotiate, and then find a way to make you happy or find your own journey. That's very important, I think.
Thanks for sharing that. And, my grandma thinks I'm an old maid too, so you're not alone. It's like when I call her, the first question is, when are you going to get married? When are you going to walk down that aisle?
Yeah, me too.
So, I think it's something that most, Asian women who are like above 25 who are single that, they deal with. And it, for me, it doesn't matter. I'm really thankful that my parents never pressured me into doing that. But, I know there's relatives out there who do that too. And just like, sometimes you just got to kind of like tune it out. And like you said, right, when you're going for your dream, your parents may not agree with half the things you do. And they might not even understand half the things you do. But if you keep on, just working on it and living your dream, they will break down and realize that you're doing something and making a difference. So, it's great that you're doing that, going out there, living your dream, going to San Francisco, building the business. And I know it's been doing quite well, which is great. And, if our listeners wanted to connect with you, is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
So you can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn. Just type in Yoon-Jin Chang, YOONJINCHANG. Then you can find me. You can also Google me as well, but it will probably pop out with the Facebook and then LinkedIn.
Awesome. And we can also find you on LifeSite.co, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Yoon-Jin, you can also head on over to thetaoofselfconfidence.com and search for Yoon-Jin's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about. And I really just want to thank Yoon-Jin for taking the time to share her story with us and tips on self-confidence. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much as well.
Not a problem. It was awesome having you on the show. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll talk to you later. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Get your free audiobook by visiting our website at thetaoofselfconfidence.com. Your inner journey to self-confidence awaits.